Okay, so in this video, we're going to cover the tools that are available to you within MindTap. Whenever you click on a chapter link within the course content area of Blackboard, you'll be taken to a page like this. Generally, what it's going to do is reflect whatever chapter it is that you're on, in this case, chapter 3. So the following items are available to you in each and every chapter. This link right here will take you out to the e-text. That's where you can obviously read the textbook. Down here, you'll have waypoint videos. These are where you can watch videos that will cover some of the main topics presented in the chapter. And then down here, you'll have tutorials as well. These are animation tutorials. So here, this is where you can see, for example, the phases of the moon and how they transit across Earth's sky. You'll also have other items, practice items, where you can answer practice questions. Once again, not counted towards your grades regarding those tutorials. So just practice items. This class moves very quickly, so we encourage you to take advantage of all the tools that you have at your disposal in order to quickly assimilate, learn, and retain all the material that you're taking in here for astronomy. So with that said, let's go ahead and navigate into the e-text. When we open the e-text, the first page you'll land on is essentially a table of contents for that particular chapter. Navigation within the e-text can be achieved in one of three ways. You can simply click on the relevant topic. You can go page by page using the scroll bars located to the left and right. And you also have a progress bar located down here that can take you quickly to a section, or as you're going page by page, will show you the progress you've made through the chapter. Some tools you have available within the e-text are, number one, the read speaker located here. When engaging with the read speaker, it will actually convert the text to an audio text. It's not a human reader that's reading the text to you. Rather, it's a computer approximation. But it's pretty doable. So if you click over here, that will engage the read speaker, at least within a PC. You can also change how it's read to you by going over here to the read speaker app. And there you can control such things as the speed in which it's read to you, as well as the accent. So we have male and female for the US, and then we have male accents for British and Australian. It's also probably a good time to tell you about the MindTap mobile app. And what you can do with that is you can download the entire e-text along with some additional study tools onto your phone. And then with that also comes the read speaker functionality. So theoretically, you could be walking around campus listening to the chapter read to you, if that's the way you prefer to absorb your material. Some other things you can do within the e-text is, of course, highlighting. So we can highlight a given passage. And what I did there was I left-clicked and I dragged. Once I released it, I was then presented with the following highlight colors. Let's go with yellow, for example. I can also add a note if I wish. Right there, we'll say study, and save that. So whatever passage or whatever part of the text I think is important, I can slowly start to acquire a study guide. Now, what I mean by a study guide is you can go over here to the study hub at any time, open that up, and when you do, over here on the left-hand side, you see our notes and highlights section. Here will be a record of anything that you've done. So just drill down into a given area. Notice how it cascades from chapter to section to the actual highlight and note that you made, the date that you made it, and then if you wish to return to that particular passage, simply click on the blue arrow, and that will take you back to where you studied that initial material. Also note within this as well, you can print this material. So right there, we have the print icon. We can print that out. And so there, if you were taking an exam that covers chapters 1 through 5, you could then print out your notes for 1 through 5 and have an effective study guide. To delete anything here, just simply click on the garbage can, and that will remove the highlight and the note from existence. Other great study tools. So over here, we have flashcards. A couple different places you can get flashcards. So right over here, you also have flashcards down at the bottom, right there. But you can access them at any time by simply clicking on the flashcard app. That'll open the main window, and then from here, navigate to whatever chapter that you're studying. And then here, you can go ahead and just click on it to go between the term to the definition. Click next card to proceed to the next card, and continue. If you're done with the card, you can always hide it. If you want to add a card, you can create a card at any time. If you want to shuffle a deck, you can shuffle it. Finally, to create cards, so if we go back to our ebook, for example, you can take a given term and then just say create flashcard. So for some reason, I thought millennia was a flashcard worthy term. I just highlight it, add flashcard, and I'm good to go. Now, being in e-text, of course, there are lots of things that are hyperlinked, so you have definitions that are built in. If you need a definition on something, you can always just highlight that particular word and then click on dictionary. That'll open up our Merriam-Webster dictionary located over here. If at any time you want to search for something, just click the search term in here, and you can search the entire text in a heartbeat. If you want to cross-reference something with a prior chapter, perhaps, you have a secondary ebook located here that you can pull open at any time and then quickly navigate to another chapter or another section within the text. Just like that. Also, your instructors have loaded this textbook with ASU's very own proprietary content, which are scattered throughout the chapters. Now, your instructors will tell you what to look for as you read through the materials, but that makes this super critical because there's going to be content in here that relates directly to the lecture, directly to the progress as you work your way through this class. So it's a really good idea to spend time going through this. Here's a great example. So here we have some math coming up, and the professors have added a tutorial 5 small angle formula, which is a movie that will show you how to calculate that formula. Next, they've also added tutorial notes about that formula. Once again, all this is embedded in the text and is at your disposal. So if you would like to take a look at this, you can simply click on the note. Notice right here I can expand it to full page. And then from here I can print these out so I can have a hard copy or just go back to MindTap to continue with my studies. Note, when you open a contained document within that, you're going to wonder, how do I get back to MindTap? So always remember that MindTap kind of operates in its own little window. Notice here this document is opened up in a tab next to Blackboard. So go up to wherever you see your menu bar, where you see the Chrome icon, and then you'll be able to quickly select MindTap and return back to it there. So that's the e-text for you in a nutshell. Once again, it's not just our textbook, but it's also compilations of helpful tutorial notes and movies that your professors have put in here as well. When you're ready to exit or return to the chapter contents, in order to return to chapter contents, simply click over here. And in order to exit the ebook, simply click there. That will return you back to the main table of contents, if you will, for the MindTap chapter. And then you can navigate to an additional study tool. Notice how you can collapse things. And then finally, to close the window and return back to Blackboard, you can simply click on this button here or exit the browser itself. One final note before I leave you. Within each chapter, you're going to find a very, 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 very helpful study guide. So right here, study and review, you've got a chapter summary, review questions, problems, sense proportions, and learning to look. I strongly encourage you to go through this material and to practice some of these questions. It's full of all kinds of definitions that you can quickly access. It'll show you the formulas, and it'll give you some good practice material to work with. At the end of this, by the way, you'll find your homework, which we'll cover in our 4th and final video. Thanks so much.